in mind. Context is going to be pretty much verses chapter 17 and 18. Specifically chapter 18, verses 20 through 40. I encourage you to read both chapters when you're home, but I'm going to simply read 1 Kings 18th chapter in the 21st verse. It reads, Then Elijah approached all the people and said, How long will you waver between two opinions? If the Lord is God, follow him. But if Baal, follow him. Notice, but the people didn't answer him a word. You may be seated. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., in his letter from a Birmingham jail, attempted at that point in the civil rights movement to challenge the majority church and the pastors in Birmingham, Alabama. Height of the civil rights movement, he said that when society is at a crossroads, it becomes very important that the church not be silent. Amen. And not simply any church, but he was addressing the majority church. Amen. Birmingham, Alabama, height of the civil rights movement. Dr. King been arrested in a Birmingham jail. He was writing to pastors in Birmingham who did not look like him. And he simply said, this is not a time for the church to be silent. Amen. Martin Luther King Jr. observed in his letter from a Birmingham jail, and I quote, there was a time when the church was very powerful. In the time when the early Christians rejoiced at being deemed worthy to suffer for what they believed. Dr. King went on to say, in those days, the church was not merely a thermometer that recorded ideas and principles of popular opinion. He says it was a thermostat that transformed society. Small in number, they were big in commitment. Amen. They were too God intoxicated to be numerically intimidated. I read that to say simply that I pull my sermon title directly from the letter from a Birmingham jail. Dr. Martin Luther King said that the church was small in number but big in commitment. They were too God intoxicated to be numerically intimidated. Dr. King went on to say, things are different now. And if today's church does not recapture the sacrificial spirit of the early church, it will lose its authenticity and forfeit the loyalty of many and be dismissed as an irrelevant social club with no meaning for the 20th century. His words were prophetic. We're no longer in the 20th century, we're in the 21st century. And because the church stands at a critical moment in our world's history, critical moment in our nation's history, forced to make a decision, we remain silent. Dr. King says there must be a voice in a remnant that is so intoxicated and so full with God that popular opinion polls do not matter. All right. Because we know that if God be for us, He's more than the world against us. Doctrine and conviction in the church is being led and manipulated by polls on CNN, MSNBC, and Fox News. The church's conviction and her ability to stand up for what is right and wrong is based on politics and not the Word of God. Listen, I want you to understand something. The text reminds us that at critical moments in history, we cannot afford to halter between two opinions and remain silent. Jesus said that we've got to be willing to suffer for righteousness' sake. Not be afraid. I'm not afraid. Because God is simply exposing this nation for who and what we are. Light always exposes darkness. And darkness didn't just arrive in 2016. Listen, we need to understand, my brothers and sisters, that we're all captivated by spectacular showdowns. What we like about movies, we like the tension in movies when there's good character, there's bad character, and they are dealing with this tension in the movie, and we're watching with anticipation because we want to see the showdown. Now, whether you come from the generation where you watched westerns or where you watch Bruce Willis, somebody talk to me. Or whatever you're watching right now in the younger generation, you look forward to that showdown. Because the main character, from a visual standpoint, is always outnumbered. See, the tension in the movie is always the fact that evil always seems to outnumber good. And so that creates some tension. Somebody talk to me in this place. We find in our text, there's a spectacular showdown between Elijah and false prophets. This showdown demonstrates that the God of Elijah is the true and the living God. Listen, it's not only in movies, but the Bible has some showdowns. We find when God had led or was leading the children of Israel out of Egyptian bondage, that Moses had gone up on a mountain to get the commands and the word from God. And when Moses came down from the mountain with what thus saith the Lord, the children of Israel had been transformed by society. Popular opinion polls said, you don't need to stand on what Moses is getting. You need to stand on what you're getting at the foot of the mountain. So the church had made, in the middle of worship, they had made a golden calf. Listen, they weren't worshiping Baal out in the world. They had made a golden calf and made the golden calf a part of their worship. Moses came down from the mountain. Moses said, I need to know something. Who's on the Lord's side? Because you can't be on both sides. And you can't be silent. Either you're going to be for God or you're going to stand with the world. That was a showdown at the base of the mountain. And Moses said, you got to make a decision. Who's on the Lord's side? Get in. My brothers and sisters, we'll find and talk about it later on. Had a showdown in Judges chapter 7. Then we think about that showdown between David and Goliath. Come on. Goliath was a giant, had a great army. David was a little shepherd boy, a teenager. It didn't look like David was going to make it because he was outnumbered. Matter of fact, he didn't even get elected to office. The numbers were against David. But God said, that's the one I want. And because God said, that's the one I want, David stood up to not only Goliath, but to Philistines that outnumbered him. And y'all know the end of the story. David won the battle. Listen, in our text, my brothers and my sisters, we find the children of Israel, after coming through Egyptian bondage, and after God had planted them in the promised land, God had given them a king by the name of David. They were a united kingdom, but as time went on, the kingdom was divided. And when the kingdom was divided, they had evil king after evil king. By the time we get to 1 Kings chapter 16, we find that Ahab is the king. Ahab married a woman by the name of Jezebel that was from another nation. She brought her gods into Ahab's house. They began to worship according to Jezebel, not according to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They began to worship Baal. Baal was the storm god and the sun god. So according to tradition, Baal, listen, could make it storm or rain anytime he wanted. And he can make the sun shine anytime he wants. So God said, come here, Elijah. Here's what I want you to do to Ahab and Jezebel, who are worshiping the sun and the storm god. I want you to tell them it's not going to rain for 3 years. Elijah, I want you to be bold enough to go and tell those who worship the false god of storm and sun. You tell them it's not going to rain for 3 years. When that famine was announced, we find that Elijah was being taken care of by God because he was faithful to the word of God. For 3 years there was no rain. By the time we get to 1 Kings, listen, by the time we get to 1 Kings chapter 17, we find that Elijah comes out of witness protection program. He tells Elijah, I want you to go show yourself to Ahab. Elijah said, hold on, God, wait a minute. I said what you wanted me to say. I know if I go and show myself to Ahab, it ain't going to be good. But Elijah stood strong. As he was going, as we get to 1 Kings chapter 18 in the first part, verses 1 through 19, we find there was a servant under Ahab by the name of Obadiah. Elijah said to Obadiah, go and tell Ahab, I want to see him. Obadiah said, listen, I've been serving you faithfully. I've been faithful to you even in this wicked king's house. I want you to notice how God works. God has different ministry for different people. And I want you to understand something. Elijah was the prophet on the outside. But don't you ever think God ain't got somebody on the inside. I know it may not look good. But God always got somebody on the inside. Who's praying? Obadiah was being faithful to God even under a wicked king. He said, okay, Elijah, I'm going to tell Ahab you're here. He went and told Ahab that Elijah was here. Elijah said, bring him to me so I can kill him. Notice, my brothers and sisters, when they get there, Elijah says, here's what I want to do, Ahab. I want you to bring your 450 prophets of Baal and the other 400 false prophets. 950. And I want you to meet me on Mount Carmel. I want you to understand something. They met on Ahab's home turf. You got to show enough have some conviction. Come on now. Listen, when you opt out of home field advantage. Come on now. Listen, whenever there's a showdown, I want to be on my own turf. I know where the fence is cut if I need to run. I know where the rocks are if I need to put them on. I know where my backup is. But listen, Elijah was so intoxicated with God. He said, listen, I'm going to come on your turf. I don't want there to be no excuses when your false gods fail. I'm going to come on your turf. And listen to what he said. He said, I want you to put y'all on one side. We're going to get on the other side, and here's what we're going to do. In the preparation, after 3 years, present yourself, Elijah did to Ahab. And Jezebel, listen, and Ahab had put their hope in the storm god Baal, and they left the people famished and desperate. Listen, I grieve for our nation, but I grieve more for our church. The world is doing what it's supposed to do. It's in darkness. But I grieve for the church who stands silent and play church while evil is dominating on the outside. I grieve for us. Because the fact of the matter is, Jesus said, while we were sleeping, evil crept in and caught us unaware. Dr. Martin Luther King's words ring true. The church has been sleeping since the 60s. And now evil has reared its ugly head. So listen, we see how God prepares. Ahab started to make an accusation. He made an accusation before the proposal. He wanted to blame Elijah and everybody else for what was going wrong. Listen, whenever things start going wrong, evil never wants to accept the blame. Never wants to accept responsibility. Elijah offered to meet on his own turf. and even give up home field advantage. And then notice this purpose in 1 Kings 18:20 through 25. Elijah throws down the gauntlet like Moses, asking who's on the Lord's side. Elijah throws down the gauntlet like Joshua in Joshua 24. He said, as for me and my house, we're going to serve the Lord. Elijah throws down the gauntlet like Jesus in Matthew 6:24. No man can serve two masters. Either he's going to love one and despise the other, or despise one and love the other. Listen, Elijah said, how long will you go on limping between two opinions? The church is limping right now. The church is struggling right now. Struggling spiritually. Struggling emotionally. Struggling financially. Because we're halting between two opinions. Listen, the church can no longer keep limping. One foot in church on Sunday. And one foot in political polls on Monday. So she can't keep limping. She got to make up her mind. Are you going to be on the Lord's side and suffer for righteousness' sake? Are you going to have one foot in the world and one foot with God? Because as long as you're rocking back and forth, not seeking the kingdom of God and His righteousness, you're not going to have those things added unto you. We are limping because we are silent. I just said, how long will you go limping between two opinions? Indecisiveness is extremely important. Elijah says, how long are you going to sit on the fence? Make up your mind. As a matter of fact, church is sitting on the fence, trying to see, well, if we say this is right, what's going to happen? If we say this is wrong, what's going to happen? The pregnant question of the text is put to the vast multitude. And we find what makes the decision so difficult. Because when Elijah says make a decision, the Bible says they are silent. Listen, here's why they are silent. It does not seem so now as it did in former times. But it's difficult to discern the good from the evil cause. That's why the church is silent. We've been so influenced by the world, we don't even know anymore what's good and what's evil. We don't know what constitutes a family. We don't know the difference between a man and a woman. We're straddling the fence because we don't know the difference. We are limping because we are not deep enough in the Word of God, not firm enough in our conviction to know the difference between good and evil. We've been so infiltrated by the ways of the world, transformed by culture, that we are vacillating as to whether or not we ought to stand up. Then, through our educational systems, we've had this general widening of our moral and intellectual horizons. There's been such a widening of our moral and our intellectual horizons. It says in Judges chapter 17 and verse 9 that when there was no king in Israel, everybody did what was right in his own eyes. And so we've come to a point where we can't say nothing to nobody because your right is your right and my right is my right. But none of us is the arbiter of truth. Jesus said, I am the way, I am the truth, and I am the life. We've made it the simple way of opposing good and evil impossible. Then also, this is what we see in this text with Elijah. There is the moral difficulty of taking the unpopular side. There is the moral difficulty of taking the unpopular side. See, what's wrong with the church today, and what's wrong with a whole lot of pulpits, because they want a full church. They are reading what's popular. And basing what they preach on what's popular. God ain't never said preach what's popular. He said preach what's unpopular. And when you preach what's unpopular, you need to understand the God of this world ain't gonna like it. The God of this world is cussing custom in our nation. And the God of this world has the majority with him. The followers of the true God will always be a remnant. 2 Kings chapter 6, we'll find that Elijah was getting ready to go face King Aram. King Aram had a whole lot of chariots of fire, and a vast army. The servants came to Elisha, said, Elisha, we can't stand up to King Aram. Elisha said, listen, I want you to understand something. He says in 2 Kings chapter 6, he says, listen, those that be with us are more than those that be with him. I know there's a vast army, but he prayed, Elisha did, for God to open up the light. And when the light shone, they saw there were more chariots behind Elisha. There were with King Aaron. But notice the people didn't answer Elijah a word. And unfortunately, silence has become the church's default response. Silence has become our default response. We figure we don't say anything, that somehow we're standing up for God. But notice, my brothers and sisters, they knew of God, but their functional trust was in Baal. There are many of us in the house of God today who know God, but our functional trust each and every day is in Baal. The entire context plays into the strength of Baal. He is the storm and the sun god. He is supposed to be the god of the sun, so fire should be no problem to him. He is also the god of the storm. Matter of fact, he is depicted in ancient paintings with a thunderbolt in his hand. And unfortunately, many of our superheroes who have thunderbolts are depicting Baal. But notice, 1 Kings 18, Elijah says, listen, I want you to call on Baal. And he says, here's what I want to do. You set up your trench, I'll set up mine. You set up your altar, I'll set up mine. Let's pour water all over the offering. Let's pour water all in the trench. Let's make sure it's so saturated that it can't possibly catch on fire. You call on your God, I'll call on my God. Now notice what the prophets of Baal did. They prayed a long prayer. I mean, it was a long prayer. It was a long prayer. But there was no answer from Baal. When Baal didn't answer, guess what? They danced, and they danced, and they danced. But all they were doing was burning calories and not getting an answer. When they danced and that didn't work, they began to rave, they began to cut themselves, work themselves into a frenzy, but it produced no fire. They did that all day long. And finally, when they got tired, Elijah prayed a 30-second prayer. God of Abraham, God of Isaac, God of Jacob. Show them that you're the true God. Fire came down, consumed that red altar. All the people began to say, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, the God of Jacob. He is the God. I'm reminded of Gideon in Judges chapter 7. When the Midianites outnumbered Gideon, Gideon had an army of 32,000. God said, that's too many. I got to whittle that down to 22,000. Then God said, that's too many. I got to whittle it down to 300. When it got down to 300, God said, take the 300. Go fight the Midianites. Stand up for God. God is looking for a man that will be faithful to him. God is looking for a remnant that is so intoxicated with him that they will trust God so much that they'll not be intimidated by man. Listen, the question is not only to those who are on Mount Carmel. The question is also to you. Why are you waiting? Some wait because they're waiting for clearer light. Some wait because they're looking for a more powerful impulse.
Come on now.
Some wait for a convenient season.
Amen.
But the Bible says don't wait.
Don't wait.
Today, when you hear his voice, harden not your heart. As we open the doors of the church, we extend the invitation. We follow Lord Jesus Christ. Savior.